What's up, everyone? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts, and welcome to the earnings stream for this week. And I'm going to be going over INTU Earnings and ROST Earnings. They both report at 4 p.m. Eastern, so just a couple more minutes here. ROST sold off a little bit in the morning, but basically clawed all that back during the day. Kind of sitting here around 131.85 right before the closing bell. INTU sitting at 662.53. They actually were red today over 1%. So we'll see what their earnings data comes in at. Again, it's good. They're going to report at 4 p.m. Eastern. So about another 30 seconds here. And we'll see what the initial reactions are going to be first. And then we'll go over some earnings data from previous earnings. So we've got about 20 seconds left. Both of these report exactly at 4 p.m. Eastern. So both of them are going to be coming out. Let me get my screen pulled up on the side so I can post the data as soon as it comes in. Okay, let's see here. Okay, there's the closing bell for the regular session, so we should start seeing movement on both of these any moment now. We'll check for INTU first. Okay, got some people doing some lotto plays on INTU. 710 call. Got another lotto here, 610 put. Now, the expected move for INTU is plus or minus about 33 bucks. So let's see what they end up doing here. No movement yet. See, you got some people online that were doing some vertical spreads on it as well. Jade Lizard, liking these trades. Okay, still waiting for some action. Go to 1 minute chart on both of these. Okay, getting some movement on ROST. Getting an initial bearish reaction. Oh, kind of like a volatility flicker candle. It went down to 131.40 and went right back up. So kind of a little fake out move, if you will. Let's see if I can get some data here. Okay, getting a bearish reaction on INTU, down 3%. Let's see if this ends up being the move here. Yep, down 5% on INTU. Let me refresh my other screen. Okay, all right, so got a little bit of data here on ROST. Let me just pull this over. So here's just a little chart here. So EPS expectation was $1.35. They came in at $1.46, so they beat EPS. Revenue forecast 4.83 billion, came in 4.858 billion. So double beat for ROST. Now we just need to wait and see what the forward guidance is going to be. But so far so good on ROST as far as beating EPS and revenue. So good to go there. Let me pull up INTU because so far we got a bearish reaction on INTU. INTU's a huge company. We'll go over some of the financials here in a minute. Let me see if I can get some data on INTU. Okay, here's some data from AlphaSense, pretty reputable source here. This is for INTU. So let me just kind of pull this over right here. Let me just do kind of half the screen. We'll keep looking on ROST as well because they're getting a huge bullish move right now. So INTU, getting a bearish reaction here, down 3.45%. They grew total revenue to 6.7 billion, so that's up 12%. So that's good. Increased consumer group revenue to 3.7 billion, up 9%. Grew small business and self-employed group revenue to 2.4 billion, up 18%. increased online ecosystem revenue to 1.8 billion, up 19%. So that, up on some good numbers. I want to know why getting this bearish reaction. They're probably reduced forward guidance. This is just a little note from them. Looks like from the CEO. The era of AI is one of the most significant technology shifts in our lifetime, and our strategy to be the global AI-driven expert platform is delivering significant benefits to our customers and strong results across the company, said Cezanne Gudarzi, Intuit's chief executive officer. I'm proud of our innovation and performance, and because of our momentum, we are raising Intuit's revenue, operating income, and earnings per share guidance. So they raised guidance. I want to know why they're getting a negative reaction here, down almost $30 a share in after hours. So they raised revenue, operating income, and EPS guidance for the fiscal year, but we're seeing a negative reaction here. Let me pull this back over here and let me refresh my page real quick. Nice bullish reaction on ROST. ROST up over $8 per share, up over 6% here in after hours. This is the 1 minute chart. Haven't had a 1 minute candle print red yet since the earnings data was released. Got a little bit of a red one going right now. We got 45 seconds left on that candle. We'll see what happens. Refresh my screen. Okay, yep, so double beat on Intuit, and they double beat on it. Okay, let me see. Yeah, double beat on Intuit, beat EPS in revenue and raised guidance, but they're getting a negative reaction, so that's interesting. Let me refresh ROST real quick. Okay. Here. Okay, here's a pretty good breakdown of ROST here. So sales for May were up about 400 million compared to 1 year ago, 2023. And let's see here, earnings per share came in nice and solid versus 1 year ago. All right, so that's more good info on ROST. So yeah, obviously initial bullish reaction for ROST. Let's see if it can hold up. Volume kind of low, only 3.4 million volume today on ROST. I mean, average volume over the past 3 months, 2.35 million. So they did have a little bit more volume than normal, but still kind of on the low volume side. Let's see, I'm going to draw a Fibonacci on this and just kind of see where the 25% retracement is. We could draw it right there. Yeah, it looks like it's basically bouncing from there. Okay, looking for ROST to make a new high in after hours here, which would be right around 141.37. It's looking like it wants to do it. TTM squeeze nice and bullish, MACD nice and bullish, RSI is still super strong, sitting at around low 80s right now. Okay, we got about 97 people, almost 100 people joining in on the stream. Welcome everybody. Just looking at the price reaction to the earnings data on Intuit and ROST. Intuit had good numbers. They this is surprising. They beat revenue, they beat EPS, and they raised guidance, and we got a negative reaction. So that's super weird. Okay, let me see. ROST says they will continue to manage inventory and expenses tightly in order to maximize sales and earnings growth over balance of the year. Okay. Let me just read a couple of things about ROST here. For 13 weeks, ending August 3rd, comparable store sales are projected to increase 2% to 3% on top of a 5% gain in Q2 of last year. We'll continue to manage inventory and expenses tightly. Okay, I already read that. Earnings per share Q2 are projected to be in the range of $1.43, $1.49. They did adjust guidance up for that. Stores ongoing uncertainty in macroeconomic geopolitical environments continue to squeeze our low to moderate income customers' purchasing power. Earning per share for 2024 fiscal year now projected to be in the range of 579 to 598. So they increased that up. So that's, we're getting a great reaction on ROST here. INTU, not sure what's going on there. Let me refresh my screen again. Okay. Here's some good info. So INTU reported Q3 adjusted EPS of 988, 50 cents better than the analyst's estimate of 938. Total revenue of 6.74 billion, up 12%. The consensus forecast was 6.65 billion. That's on INTU. So yeah, we got some people on Twitter right now saying, INTU, talk to me. Why are we selling off? It's like the data, it's good data so far. And they even raised guidance. So that's very, very interesting. Got some profit taking going on. Go back here. Let's look at some of the previous earnings. Well, here, going into earnings, INTU was trading above the anchored VWAP, so that was good. Anchored VWAP probably around like 640, 630. So honestly, it's probably right on it right now. Maybe that's why it's being held up a little bit right here, sitting right on top of the anchored VWAP. Let's look at, okay, let me close down this ad. Sorry about that. So, INTU got a smart score here on tip ranks of outperform. So good stuff there. You see products and services, overall consensus, kind of mainly to strong buy here. We're getting that negative reaction. I want to see, let's see here. 13 analyst rating strong buy. Yeah, they always do a great job beating EPS. Just one little blip here from February 24th, 2022, where they missed it there by like 30 cents. Other than that, strong EPS numbers always from them. And they normally have a decent, good reaction. The past three earnings, I mean, the most recent one, basically flat the next day, but up a little bit. November 28th, 2023, when they reported, they were up, let's see, $8 a share around there. So not bad. They're actually $12 a share. I apologize. August 24th, 2023, they were up pretty good, almost 4% that day. So I'd like to just go ahead and look at, let's look at ROST real quick. ROST was actually trading below their anchored VWAP, which is probably right around 138. That was leading into earnings. And they're obviously just broke above that now, holding up really well above this 25% retrace, which is basically at 139, give or take a couple pennies. So as long as this stays above 139, this is probably going to be looking to make a new high in after hours. So we'll keep our eye on ROST for the remainder of after hours and see if it continues to trend up, or does it start breaking some of these fib levels to the downside. If that happens, we'll look for a bounce probably around the golden fib here, 61% retrace, an ideal spot for a bounce sometimes. INTU still selling off. It did wick down to 626.54. Now, keep in mind the bid and ask is extremely widespread there. Bids at 632, ask is 634, so a $2 spread on the bid and ask. Let's see if INTU can start showing some signs of recovery. Okay, let me see here. Q4 guidance. Okay. So it looks like for INTU, we're getting some clear numbers here. So let's just kind of take a look at the guidance. So Q4 guidance, 3.06 to 3.0. Okay. So Q4 guidance was raised, but Q4 guidance, now that was for revenue. EPS was actually lowered. They lowered the guidance for Q4 for EPS. So that's a red. That's not good. Fiscal 24, remainder of the year guidance, they did adjust it upwards, but they did adjust Q4 down. Let's see here. Operating income 3.10 billion reported, compared to 3.71 adjusted. Okay, got some good year-over-year numbers. We already know that. Already read that blip from the CEO. TurboTax Live expected to grow 17%. And the only bad thing I see is this Q4 guidance was adjusted down from $1.93 down to $1.80 to $1.85. So that's really all I see that's causing the sell-off here, which, sometimes that's all it takes is just one adjustment on a piece of information of guidance downwards, and you get the selling. ROST holding up very, very well. Go back to ROST real quick. Okay. Their smart scores at neutral and tip ranks. Let me see. Average price target 159.63. Not bad. They do have an overall consensus of a sell. Let's look at the 1 month. Okay, 1 month's a little better, but for today it was a sell. Let's look at the, we go here to earnings. Moderate bio, 19 analysts. Very similar to INTU. They always do a really great job beating EPS. Just one little red mark here. They missed it by 0.02, and this was back in 2022. But other than that, great job by ROST beating EPS. Last earnings, they were basically flat the next day, but the 2 times before that, nice and green. So, and then the time before that in May 18, 2023, they were basically flat. So, not really any signs of them selling off bad with earnings, according to the last 4 earnings that they reported, and hold it up pretty well right now. Again, I'd be looking for it to hold 139 to get some continuation in after hours, and to look for this to make a new high in after hours here. Obviously today was kind of a sell-off day on SPY. I was looking for yesterday's low to hold, and that just broke through. It wasn't even support at all, and looks like it tried to curl up going into close today a little bit, trying to find the bottom right around 525, I guess you could call it. So going into tomorrow, or the rest of extended hours today and into pre-market tomorrow, I'll be looking for 525 to hold on SPY for the bulls. If not, this has room to come down to the low 520s. Got some consolidation here around 523s. So 525 fails, it'd probably be easy play $2 move to the downside. You could do some intraday puts tomorrow. 525 fails, I think it's an easy short on the option contract for a couple dollars to the downside, which we all know in the option world should pay pretty well. All right, what was the expected move for ROST? I was just curious there. Okay, up or down $7.41 basically. So they closed today right around 132, we could call it, sitting at 140. So they're basically right at their expected move. So we'll see if this can do more than that. Expected move on Intel was, I think it was like $34. Okay, up or down $31.50. So what's it down right now? 60. Yeah, it's down 30 bucks. So both stocks basically sitting at their expected moves, and this is the expected move for Friday's expiration, May 24th, which is tomorrow. So both stocks sitting right at their expected move. Interesting. That's great. I like when the expected moves play out. Sometimes stocks double their expected moves, or sometimes they don't even get half of their expected move. But it's nice to see the expected moves playing out kind of to the T here. me just look at the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Excuse me. Cola on Discord asks, yeah, Ross had earnings today. Ticker symbol ROST. Very positive reaction to the earnings. They had some really good data and raised guidance. Intuit had good data, had good EPS, good revenue, but they did lower some guidance down. So I think that's why we're seeing some selling on Intuit. Okay. Okay. All right. Doesn't look like I'm missing any questions. About 4:20 p.m. Eastern. ROST, again, bullish initial move. Now it's just kind of trading sideways. Kind of consolidating a little bit. We'll see if it's gearing up for another move. Looking at the order book, it's definitely a buy-side imbalance. You can look at the next 50 order, even on Webull here. You can just say that the bid is stacked a lot more than the ask. So I always like to see that. That kind of a little bit of an indication. We'll probably maybe get another move up here if this buy-side imbalance holds up. RSI just kind of taking a little breather, right? Still sitting right here, a little bit above 70, basically right at 70. Did get a MACD crossover, but it's on the 1-minute chart. We'll see what happens. Intuit still kind of selling off. Just made a new low at 621.50. All right, so I'm thinking, based on what Intuit's doing right now, it's obviously bearish reaction, and so basically, congrats to the bears. If you had a short position on Intuit, looks like it's going to pay off pretty good for you tomorrow. It's down $42 a share, so those options will pay pretty well. Obviously, the ones closer to the money or even in the money are going to pay a lot more. So it's looking like congrats is in order for the Intuit Bears, and the ROST Bulls would be the winners on that one. I got someone from our Discord who's been practicing on a paper account, and made $621 today on an $850 account. So account balance now 1.47K. Yeah, solid day. Regardless if it was paper or not, that's a solid day. Okay, Ross is coming up for another move here. Just like I thought, this buy side imbalance. There's just so many more buyers than sellers right now. And here we go, coming up to test that high that it just made, 141.37. Now the 52-week high on Ross is 151.12. So let me look at the daily chart real quick. Okay, yeah, it must have been on a smaller time frame chart. Probably hit that in extended hours. But 150.74 right here from February, so about 3 months ago. And it's trading at 140.80 right now. So to be honest with you, if this keeps trending, I'd be looking for a new all-time high. Yeah, Jashmin Patel on YouTube wants to know why Intel's going down. They adjusted some guidance downwards. So that's usually always going to cause some selling. And this could be a situation where it tries to rebound tomorrow because all their other data was good. They just adjusted a part of their guidance downwards, and that's anytime that happens, the investors don't like that, and you're going to get the selling. Let's go back to Ross real quick. Ross still looking strong. I mean, look at the 15-minute chart. Working on this next 15-minute candle. Let's go to 5-minute. It looks like it wants to keep going for Ross. And yeah, someone from Discord about to get $850 from selling sports cards. Nice. And I want to practice some more so I don't mess up with real money. Yeah, and that's good. Practice makes perfect. And before you put your hard-earned money, into trading, especially if you're a newer trader. I always recommend that paper trade. Try and keep it realistic too. You know, if you plan on starting your trading account with like 2,000 bucks, you know, don't paper trade with like a $1 million account, because that's just not going to be realistic. So anytime you paper trade, try and keep it realistic to what your account is going to be when you put real money in there, and then just try and treat it like real money, and then that'll be better for you. Yeah, good. Okay, that's what you're doing. Yeah, because I've seen some people that, you know, they plan on starting to trade for the first time, or newer traders, and they're going to start with $1,000, and but then they're practicing for trade with like $100,000 trades, and it's like that's not really too realistic. You know, you got to try and put yourself in the in a situation that if it was real money, you know, something comparable to what your real account would be. Okay, still got some good buyers on Ross. It's just kind of low volume, so we're not really seeing like dramatic moves outside of the initial bullish reaction. INTU still making new lows. It just made a low of 620, and it looks like it possibly wants to keep going down. RSI now below RSI below 30 now. Yeah, so that's pretty weak. I'd want to see this RSI get back above 30, and better yet, like, you know, start trending back up to like the 50s, show some strength there. MACD looking like it wants to flip, but it's still very, very negative. All right, 6:25 p.m. Let's go over some of the profits in our Discord. I usually do that towards the end of every stream and kind of show everybody what we're trading. Let me go here, right here, profit section. Maximize this. Looks like we've had quite a few since I checked. RB, nice $200 trade there. RB's been doing a great job. Nice quick scalp there. And I got some SPY puts. Yeah, today was definitely the day to do puts on SPY, especially when it looked like it was recovering a little bit. Basically, you know, on a day like today, you just short the spikes all day. You should end up pretty well at the end of the day. Big Frosty, nice hit there. He had 6 contracts, made almost 200 bucks. Let me give him some emojis on that one. Earlier today, Nvidia, yeah, okay, so you had a position at 1,020, it's sitting at 1,040, so pretty good there. Let's see. Oh yeah, this was the I did an inverse iron condor on Nvidia, and you know, for their earnings, and it ended up being a beautiful trade. Looks like this member here, Duco, took that trade with me. They got 180 bucks gain on that when we woke up this morning, because we opened this up yesterday afternoon right before the earnings, and woke up this morning with a very nice present sitting in our account. Let's see what else we got. Swing account. Okay, nice. Oh wow, look at this. RB's up over 6,000 this month. Well done. Give them some more emojis for that. That's just awesome. After being down 1,600, start taking the trades with us, and boom. Nice gain by Colan for the nice gain there. Got lots of great trades here. Some of the trades that, let me go to some of the trades that I alerted. Yeah, we'll just go here to prop. Oh yeah, okay. So I made a little over 100 bucks this morning on Nvidia with the inverse iron condor. It's like the doctor got 55%. He got more than me. And this was okay. Gert Brooks up over $700 for the month. Very nice. This is some of the Mara trade. We were trading Mara earlier this week. This was on Monday, actually. A bunch of our members got some solid profits on that, including myself. But we got some really fun. Oh, it's a nice profit and loss. Consistent money every day. Got a losing day here and there, but overall, real solid P&L calendar there. Let's go back to the candlesticks and see what's going on here before I end the stream. So Ross just kind of hanging out here, like I say, I like it above 139 for continuation. So just keep your eye on that. Got another question on YouTube. Why Intuit dropped 6% before earnings? Well, the earnings is already out. That's Matten from YouTube. Earnings is already out. They actually did a good job beating EPS and revenue, but they did decrease some of their forward guidance down. So that's why we're getting the selling on Intuit. But the earnings data is out. Intuit and ROST both reported at 4 p.m. Eastern, which was about 30 minutes ago. But that's why Intuit's down. I just noticed in some of their data, they did decrease some of their forward guidance down. Now, it's funny because they increased the fiscal year guidance up some, but it was one of the quarters that they decreased down. And that's what's causing the selling. But yeah, we've got about 150 people tuning in, mixture of YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Good to see everybody. But I'm gonna we just went over profits from the Discord, and it looks like finally Ross just made a new high in after hours. So this is definitely congrats to the bulls on this one. I don't see them coming back down. Again, just look for 139 to hold moving forward. This very well could slowly trend up. We'll see. Still a big buy side imbalance on the order book, so this thing can keep going. Intuit obviously just made a low at 620, sitting right around 623. So obviously look to see if 620 holds if you're Intuit bull. But yeah, I mean, just to summarize, Intuit had good earnings as far as EPS and revenue go. They did adjust some of their guidance downwards, which I think is what's causing the selling here. ROST, kind of just the inverse. They had great earning, they had great EPS, great revenue, and they increased their forward guidance all the way through. So getting a great positive reaction. But with that said, yeah, if anyone wants to come hang out and trade with us, we trade every day. We live trade every day. We got alerts with entries and exits and risk management and stuff like that. Tons of education. So if you're looking for a group to join and be part of the crew, then check us out. PB Alerts, got the link in the description. But I do hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night, and I'll see everybody in the next stream. Cheers.